Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are talking about living in Ellicott City, Maryland, which is known for its central location and its awesome schools, as well as some other things. But we are focusing especially today on the community of Montgomery Meadows, and let's get started right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living in Maryland channel, where we discuss all things living here in the great state of Maryland. So if that's the kind of information that you are looking for, then you are definitely in the right spot, and we really appreciate you being here. And if you are thinking about making a move here to Maryland, if you're wondering whether purchasing or selling a home here in Maryland is the right move for you, I am a licensed realtor here in the state and absolutely love having conversations around all things real estate. So however you feel most comfortable reaching out, whether that's by phone, text, or email, days, nights, and weekends, we've got your back when moving here to the great state of Maryland. All right, so today we are talking about living in the community of Montgomery Meadows in Ellicott City. Now, this is located in the southeastern part of Ellicott City, which is really an ideal location. So it's actually very close to meeting up with Elkridge and then parts of Columbia. So it kind of puts you right in the mix of everything, where you're still in Ellicott City, you still have those awesome 21043 zip code schools, but you are super close to Columbia and everything that Columbia has to offer with its shopping and its retail. So definitely an awesome spot location-wise. If you are a commuter, if you are someone who's commuting to work often, this is another huge pro of this community. So you are just probably 1 to 2 minutes from Route 100, which cuts east-west. And this takes you straight east to 95, gets you there in probably about 5 minutes. And 95 being really one of Maryland's largest interstates, so it cuts you right through the heart of central Maryland to get you, whether you're going to Baltimore, DC, or anything in between, or anywhere in between rather, in central Maryland. This is really an ideal spot for anyone who is doing any kind of driving, so definitely something to keep in mind when it comes to this community. We are also super close to 103, which cuts through kind of the heart of Ellicott City. It puts you just 2 to 3 minutes away from Longgate Shopping Center, which has a Target, several different restaurants, and then you're probably a little under, definitely under 10 minutes, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to historic Ellicott City, which is also just a great spot to hang out with really cool shopping areas and some awesome restaurants down there as well. So definitely this location is huge for this community. It puts you so much in the mix of so many different things with Columbia, and then also some of the things that Elkridge has to offer, and then all the shopping at Longgate, and then historic Ellicott City as well. And then also right outside of this community, you have a little shopping center called Montgomery Station. It's got an awesome little restaurant called Hoko Brew. So it's got great beer, great food there. So definitely something to check out. And then it's also got a Dunkin' Donuts right there. So literally just 2 to 3 minute drive to get all your coffee needs right there. So definitely a cool little aspect of this community as well. All right, so a couple things to note about this community, and you will notice as we do the driving tour here in a moment, that this is strictly a single family community made up of pretty much predominantly colonial style single family homes. So these homes are going to range anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 above grade square feet. So that means square footage that's not including the basement. So the basement is going to be additional square footage for these homes. So a lot of these homes are going to range anywhere from 25 to 3,500 square feet total. So these are good size single family homes ranging, somewhere in the $700,000 to $900,000 range, depending on condition and overall size. So it's definitely not a cheap area, but this is a great community where, really nice size single family homes. So if you are someone who's got a family, if you're looking for that space, this is definitely a community to consider. And then the space also stretches out to the exterior of the property. So the yard space is great in this community. The average typical property in this community is somewhere right on 1/3 of an acre. So it's looking like 0.3 to 0.35 acres. So good yard space in almost all of these properties. So if you like being outdoors, if you like having a little bit of yard space, this is definitely a community that you want to check out. A couple other things just to keep in mind. Sometimes these things bug people, sometimes they don't, but you do want to be prepared for just a little bit of road noise in this community, depending on exactly what part of the community you're in. You do have 100, as I mentioned, which is, it's got 2 to 3 lanes on each side, interstate cutting through Ellicott City in Howard County. So you've got a little bit of that road noise that kind of carries depending on which part of the community you're in. You may hear some of that. And then you also have 103, and then you've got 104 kind of like on the edges of this community. And these are just like, single lane, so 1 lane on each side, with drivers. So it's not going to be definitely high speed driving, but it is going to be something that might carry over, especially if you're closer to those roads. So just something to keep in mind there as well. It's definitely minimal compared to some communities, but you do want to be prepared for a little bit of road noise, and you do hear some planes in this part of Ellicott City being fairly close to BWI. You're probably about 15 to 20 minute drive from BWI, but there is a fair amount of planes that come over depending on the day. It can vary when it comes to that. And then you've got the power lines on it would be the east side of this community. So just throwing that out there, some pretty major power lines. Sometimes people bring that up as a concern. Sometimes people have no concern with that at all. So a couple things to keep in mind that are specific to this community. So now we're going to jump into the driving tour so you can see exactly what it looks like to live in this community. And if you ever have any questions about buying, selling here in the state of Maryland, feel free to reach out anytime, and we'll see you at the next video.